Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
I am Ann Limbley, and this is Mr. Rugby Bumblebee, Dan Reynolds.
Are you referring to my sweater?
I am. I told him you look like a bumblebee this morning.
I was told that if I were any larger, that I shouldn't be wearing something like this.
No, that's something you learn.
Well, is that right?
That larger people should not wear horizontal stripes.
Well, am I too large, you think?
No, I think you're all right.
I stand out, don't I? I'm sorry. Probably shouldn't have worn this today.
Whatever.
That's okay. That's all right. It's all right.
Something for us to talk about.
Go ahead.
Speaking of talking about,
yes.
Did you read the paper? Have you read the
yesterday?
paper? Today.
No, I haven't seen the paper today.
All the election results. Thank goodness. It's basically over except for a runoff, I guess.
Do we know? I don't know. I have a clue.
Really?
Well, last night I watched, but no one knew anything. So, I mean, it was kind of
So what do you want to know?
Well, we have a new mayor, right?
Well, I think there's going to be a runoff.
Okay, so it's
between
that close.
Wayne Cohn and Jeff Crockett, it sounded like. Okay. And then unofficially, Boone County has gone wet.
Unofficially?
Unofficially.
How close was that? Because I don't really know.
1,000 votes difference, something like that.
800 votes. Mm-hmm. It'll be really hard. Now, can it win by one vote? Is that right? Or does it have to have a certain percentage or not?
One
vote would do it, right?
50%.
50%. Okay.
Two items, you're going to get 50%.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
So it's not over really, but do you know what my message is to you? If it's not a relevant sign, please pluck it out of your yard.
Really?
That's all.
Of course, we're going to have to.
That's all.
We're going to have to.
That's all.
We're going to have to.
That's all I have to say. What?
We're going to have to endure thank you notes for the next week or so, 2 weeks.
I'm not writing thank you notes.
Well, the politicians will say thank you to all the supporters, and so we'll have to do that. Newspapers probably clean it up quite well with all their ads. Had to force everyone out, like all the car dealers.
There was a big
ads
turnout for this vote, I believe.
It sure was, yeah. As far as the wet thing, do you know when this county was wet?
Something in the paper said it's 70 years ago or something like that. 70 years ago. So that's, I guess, history in the making here.
The people speak.
Have spoken.
They have spoken. All right.
Okay. So what's going on with you, Dan? What have you done
since
last week?
Just we're rounding up Goblin football.
Yes.
And I think we're doing our last conference game this Friday. We're going to be going to Huntsville, and then after that, we're gearing up for I guess basketball.
You do basketball?
We will be doing basketball. I think we're talking about doing some soccer.
Oh, really?
Harrison High School has a soccer team, and
they do quite well.
Yeah, and they've got a league going, and they do their routes, with other teams. So it's gotten big since last time I did Goblin Sports. So we'll probably do some of that. And I think Loren Tepper is going to be here to talk about Goblin Sports.
Well, it looks like that right there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
but I'm not ready to go to him because I want to do a shout out to my son, William.
Do the shout.
7th grade Goblins. They lost last night to Bombers. But my son, who's been playing second string, got to play first string center last night. So it was like, he rocked.
Now, what's a center do? I know they snap the ball.
They snap the ball.
And then they have to block.
They have to block.
That's tough.
And he's little. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not at his growth spurt yet, but he did a really good job last night.
Why did they put him in that position? Do you
He wanted to play center.
He wanted to play center. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he's been on second string all year until last night. He got to play first string. So.
That's a tough position because you're down and you're looking through your legs and you're hiking.
So you go for the knees.
Yeah.
But I was proud of him. So
good for you.
And my other son, I'm just proud of you, just because you're my son. So I wouldn't want to say something about one without the other.
He's in sports too, right?
They finished out their championship, the 5th grade Cowboys, and they won. Mm-hmm. So yes,
good.
All right. That's all.
Okay.
Now,
we wanted to talk about Loren Tepper's going to be here.
We're going to talk about Loren.
Go ahead. Talk about
Loren's here.
He's a lot to talk about, Loren.
And he's first. That's kind of scary.
It is a little scary, but he's very important. He's got a lot to talk about. Goblin Sports is coming up. We got basketball. And
right around the corner.
Yeah. And then who else?
Tamsyn Simon is here. She is here to talk about the upcoming craft show.
Oh, really?
That I believe she is instigating and organizing.
Instigating.
Okay. Oh, and always a pleasure to have this man with us. Fred Woehl is here. He is like the bomb. And we are so glad that he is back in the saddle with us. He's going to talk about his trip to Jordan, where he has been several times now.
Yeah, he's kind of gotten into a groove. He's found a niche, hasn't he?
He has a niche. A niche, not a niche, a niche.
Tell us a little story about meeting up with a princess over there, and they wanted him to work with her horse, and he did something to that horse that may have gotten him in big trouble, but it didn't. We'll find out about that
a
little bit later on in the show. And then
rounding out the show.
We can do that. Let's round it out. Or lop the corners off, either way.
Will be Ian Reynolds with some big, I tell you, big news about Hometown TV. So,
how big was that?
It was big.
Okay.
So, stay with us. We'll be back after break with Loren Tepper.